Hello and welcome to lesson 2 in this introduction to graphical programming course. You can see we covered coordinates and now we're on to drawing basic shapes. Now the best way to get started here is just head over to the PyAngelo website and click on this lesson, because there you can watch the video, and hopefully you're watching this video right now, and also have the editor right in the same window, so you can pause the video, code as necessary. And remember, this is an interactive course. It's up to you to actually do the coding as you're watching the video. Don't just watch the videos and don't type anything in. Make sure you are coding. Okay, so what I like to do is run these starter sketches, and we do that by hitting the start button. And what does it do? Well, pause the video and see if you can figure out and make sure you understand what all these commands are doing. Hopefully you know about the set canvas size and the background, and we'll talk more about colors in the next lesson. But what is this new function here, rect, doing, and what do these numbers mean? Try playing around with these numbers and seeing if you can figure out what they are. Great, all right, I'm assuming you've had a go at that. And what I want to do is show you an example here of what would happen if we gave a rectangle command here with 4 parameters, 80, 60, 200, 100. And if we do that, then we draw this rectangle here. And again, this grid you won't see on the actual site here, you don't see the grid, but just for reference, I think it helps. So the first 2 parameters that you pass to a rectangle command are where the bottom left corner of the rectangle is. So if 80, 60 is the first 2 parameters, you would come across 80 pixels and up 60. And then the next parameter is the width, so 200, and then the height, 100. So if I change this rectangle here to be just what we had, 80, 60, and then 200, 100, you will see that we've gone across 80, up 60, has a width of 200 and a height of 100. So that's how the rectangle command works. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about other shapes? Well, let's take a look at a circle. Now here, if I run this program here, you can see that the circle, if I come across 320 and up 180, I get to the center of the circle, and then the circle has a radius of 50 pixels. So to draw this circle here, we use the circle command and we specify the center of the circle, which is different from the rectangle where we specified the bottom left corner. So we specify the center of the circle and then the radius, so how far from the center to the edge of the circle. So let's try that. Let's do that. We'll go circle in here, circle, and what do we have? 320 across, 180 up. That's the center of the circle with a radius of 50. And now we see, there's my circle. 320 across, 180 up into the center, and a radius from the center to the edge of 50 pixels. Cool. Now, this PyAngelo website, as I've mentioned previously, has this great reference page. And I'll open that up in a new tab, and you can see here, we've got a listing of all the basic shapes. So it shows you every command, has a demonstration. You can copy this into a sketch and run it, and explains what all the arguments are. So it shows you how to do rectangle, circles, ellipses, arcs, lines, triangles, quads, points. So pause the video and spend some time going through the different shapes and seeing what you can create. Okay, one other thing now is that when we go to the tutorials and back to the introduction to graphical programming, remember we have this workbook here, and I encourage you to download it, because again, it has what we talked about in the workbook, but it also has some challenges. So for task 2 here, one of the challenges here is to draw a silhouette using the basic shapes you've learned. So for example, you could draw Mickey Mouse, so just the face and the ears, or a tree or a truck. And because we haven't learned about colors yet, I suggest you do a silhouette, so you can just use those black shapes. All right, pause the video, give it a go. All right, now I'm going to show you what I am going to do for this one. So I am going to draw a truck. So what I want to do is, let's see what we've got so far. Yeah, I might use this rectangle as the basis for our truck, but I'm going to make it a bit bigger. So 80, 60, I think that's fine. But what I'm going to do is make it 300 pixels wide and 200 pixels high. There we go. I'm going to get rid of that circle. And then I'm going to draw another rectangle, but this time, remember this rectangle is 80 pixels across and 300 wide. So 380 is here. I might go to like 400 across and then the same height up, 60. But this time I'm going to draw a much smaller rectangle. So maybe 200 by, or even 100 by 100. Let's see what that looks like. And this will be like the front of my truck. Yeah. Now I just need to put some wheels on here. So I'm going to draw some circles for some wheels. So I'm going to draw a circle. Now I want the center of the circle to be, I want the circle to take up the whole space here. So remember, from the ground here, from 0 up to the base of the truck is 60 pixels. So the center of the circle should be 30 pixels up, and I want it to be, and that means it'll have a radius of 30 as well. So I want it to be drawn over here, so maybe a bit further across than this, which was 80 across. So let's try 120 across, and we said it was going to be 30 high and have a radius of 30. And there is one of my wheels. Now I'm going to put another wheel over here. So similar command, but this time I want it to be, instead of 120 across, I want it to be somewhere over here. Now the edge of this rectangle was 80 plus 300 was 380 across. I want it to be just a little bit in from that. So I'm going to say 330. There we go. And now, do I need just one wheel for the main truck or two? Let's see. I'm going to try circle. Let's go 450 across, 30 and 30. Hey, there we go. Now I think we just need to link up this truck here. So we just need a line. And if you've looked up the reference, the line goes from, you specify 2 points. So the first point I want is at the edge of this, the back section of the truck, so 380 across. I want it to be a bit higher than the base of the truck, a bit higher than this. So 380 to 50, and I want it to go across to the start of the next truck. And there we go. Oh, but this wasn't high enough, was it? This should be like 80. And 80. And there we have our little line drawing that. But I think I want that line to be thicker, so I can say stroke, weight, and 5. Hey, and there is the silhouette of my truck. Awesome. Hope you created something interesting yourself. Let us know in the comments. And in the next lesson, we're going to learn about colors, so we can start drawing much more interesting things by bringing color into PyAngelo.